guys, and welcome to Petrol Ped, and welcome to Livigno in Italy and Maseratis Ice Driving School. I'm here today with the Grecale, a really interesting car because it has three different drivetrain options. A 2-litre turbo petrol in the Modena, a V6 twin-turbo petrol in the Trofeo, and a full battery electric in the Folgore. And I want to put something to the test. I want to see and really get my head around the difference in sliding this car on ice between the Trofeo petrol and the Folgore all-electric. Today should be really interesting and a lot of fun. So first up, the Trofeo, a car I have driven before. I drove one of these for the first time about 18 months ago. I'm a big fan. So up front we have a V6 twin turbo petrol engine with 530 horsepower, all-wheel drive and an 8-speed torque converter gearbox. These are brilliant things. They sound amazing. Weight-wise is quite interesting. This is just a touch over 2 tons, 2,040 kilos. If I'm right, and we are on winter tyres, which is going to make all of the difference. So let's take this out on the ice first to set a benchmark. A car maybe I'm more familiar with the feeling of when it is sliding. It's going to be heavy for sure. It's 4-wheel drive, but we'll get all the traction control systems turned off and have some fun. Okay, first up, the Trofeo. Bit of petrol. I'm in sport mode, manual gear change, and I'm just going to get my head around the Grecale. See, what I think we need to do is turn traction control all the way off. There we go, that's more like it. So that if you power in, understeer is gonna basically not help you a lot. So I'm in second. Just be patient on the throttle. That's better. Whoa. Just get my head around it. I think second is probably the gear actually. Just nice and gentle. If you're not careful, you get front end understeer and then just dab of throttle. So we just nose in and then.
Okay, you've got.
That's better. So it's got some weight to it, but the biggest trick, just slow down so I don't catch up that one in front. The biggest trick is front end, is you can get understeer, so you just have to dab of oversteer. See, that's done it there, look. So just get a slide going, then flick the back. That's better. Then yes, so it's like a pendulum almost. Scandi flick, right hand down, and flick the front end round. Bit of gas, gentle application of the gas. And then front end in. And then that's it. That's the one. That's the one. And then flick the nose in again. As soon as you get understeer and you get out of that rhythm, you kind of lose it back end out. There's low consequence environment here because you've just got snowbanks either side, and you can just play down the road, Scandi flick, and then now that is probably the best I've done this corner all time. Ken block, Ken block, Ken block, Ken block. nearly a Ken block hero moment there. Oh, this is just too much fun. Get the Scandi flick, get the front end, nose in, power, 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 power. Just hold the back end. Yeah. Hooligan! Hooligan! Oh dear. So, summary is, you can have a lot of fun in a Petrol Grecale. I kind of knew that anyway. The next question is what is going to be the difference between this and the electric one? Well, there you go. Right, next up, Folgore. But I think the Trofeo, big grins, maximum attack. Now, huge amounts of fun that was. Next up, the Folgore. Now, Folgore in Italian means lightning. It's a full battery electric platform, a twin motor setup. We now have 550 horsepower. Each of the motors is just over 200 kilowatts. But there's a big difference. So battery pack and motor mean that this is a heavier car. It's some 400 kilos heavier than the Trofeo, which I think is going to make a huge difference when it comes to driving dynamics. I haven't got the gears either, so it's a single motor, electric drivetrain. It's going to be very different characteristics when the traction breaks loose. But I think it's going to be fascinating to find out just how this compares to the all-petrol Trofeo. Come on, let's go and hit the ice. So let's just start off. I'm in normal mode with all the traction systems on. The first thing that is very different when you drive an EV on ice is there's no, look at that massive understeer, there is no audible cue for the motor. The traction control's digging in, it's having a complete meltdown. And that means for me, when you do drive on snow, there you go, massive understeer, I can't do anything with the throttle, I can't rotate the back of the car. So straight away, I'm gonna go into sport mode. That's much, much better. Much sharper throttle response. I've got a big motor on the back of the car. I can now start to rotate the back of the car, and that's with traction control systems on. It's actually still pretty playful, but I've got a bit of understeer there. So with the ESC on in sport mode, you can still get the back end rotating. It's pretty good actually. You've got no audible cues. In that Trofeo, you could hear the motor. Here you can't so much. So the next thing I need to do is turn the ESC off completely. There we go. We have ESC off. That is instantly better. I can start to get the car balanced on the throttle. As soon as you get on the throttle, you can get the rear end just coming down. You can get some nice pendulum going on. So if I just go in here, pendulum that way, pendulum that way. Now you see I've got now the weight thing, 400 kilos more. What that means is clearly there's a lot of momentum to deal with. So when you do get a slide, and you start to lose control, it's far, far more difficult to recover. When you get it in a slide, like now, there, then just bring the front end round on the throttle. You can play with it still, but it's about momentum, this car, especially with the extra. Oh, we'll just do that. 360, they don't mind me doing that, that's fine. Just quickly clean the... Oh, we've got a 360 going on here as well. Let's definitely stop that.
GT slow down, please keep the distance. GT keep the safe distance.
So as soon as it goes,
okay, you can go.
What was interesting in that Trofeo, when the weight goes, when the back goes, it's there. It's too much weight at the back. Too much weight at the back.
Stop again.
Too much weight at the back. You can play with it up to a point. And then, see that's momentum coming off the front there. It's all that extra 400 kilos. It's the extra weight in the car. I can feel it. And it means that you just have to be even more gentle on the throttle. Let's get the... Yeah, I can't get that corner at all. You just have to... It's weight. It's weight. It's such a more difficult car to drive on the ice to slide. Fascinating, absolutely fascinating. And I'm by no means a drift god here, you know. I'm not bad. So, no, I'm gonna get... No, it's just, I can't get that at all. There we go. There we go. There we go. It's really interesting. It's just weight management. Ah, it's a far, far more tricky beast to navigate. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. No, 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 snowbank coming, snowbank. Oh, keep going. As soon as it goes, as soon as it goes. This is such a difficult corner to get. I can't get it at all. I can't get that corner at all. Super slippy on entrance. In the Trofeo, I could rotate the car far more easily. With this, just that extra weight means that I can't get that. Yeah, well, I'm going to come in there. That is fascinating. All right, let me jump out the car and then we'll debrief.
Okay, slow.
I can't believe,
Yeah.
I can't believe how much more difficult this car is to drift around. Well, there you go, the end to a fascinating day. I'm so chuffed I was able to do that back-to-back comparison. I'm a big fan of Grecale anyway, but to experience the internal combustion engine drivetrain and full battery electric drivetrain back-to-back was just fascinating. So first up, the Trofeo. It's a fantastic engine in that car. It has a beautiful engine tone. But when you're on the ice, you can use that engine tone. You can hear the modulation of your throttle input. So you can hold it in second gear and the weight transfer from side to side. Even though the car is 2 tons in weight, it just feels nimble and agile and really able to be exploited on this fantastic handling circuit. Then to jump into Folgore, I just found so interesting. As I've mentioned already, this car is significantly heavier, around about 400 kilos, but it's there's a couple of things that make it very difficult and much more challenging to drive on ice. Weight is a big thing. So with weight transfer from side to side, that extra 400 kilos just means that if you go a little bit too much, if you overcook it, the momentum takes over and it's very easy just to lose the back end. It felt like there was a lot of weight at the back of the car, and certainly the way the power comes in, there's more power on the rear axle. But then because you're not holding gears, because you've got that single gear electric motor, when the engine does break traction, it's just much more difficult to kind of feed the power in and modulate the power. So it's easier just to flick the car around. So far, far more difficult to have fun. But I've still had a huge amount of fun, and it's been a really interesting test. A massive thank you to the guys here at Maserati for allowing me to do that, because I am the only person to take the Trofeo on ice today. But I hope you enjoyed that. Put in the comments what you think of the two cars, and are you surprised by my outcome? But if you enjoyed that, please give me a thumbs up. Comments below are always welcome, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Petrol Ped for plenty more content to come. And from the beautiful Livigno Ice Driving School here in Italy, I'll see you on the next film, guys. You take care. Drive safe.